everyone, how are we today? Just doing our full moon in Taurus shadow work reading today. So we will be looking at all the signs today. Now, this particular full moon in Taurus, there is also a partial lunar eclipse. Okay, so they're really playing off each other this time around, and giving you that opportunity for self-reflection and reminiscing about your, the growth that you have already done and what you do need to do further. So expect a lot of like personal revelations, things to be revealed to you about yourself, bringing a lot of closure type energy with this particular one. It's kind of like a bit of a gentle reality check. Just so that we can push forward and, but you may find you may be a little bit emotional this particular full moon, especially if you do have strong Taurus or Scorpio placements. But it's all about, the Taurus is quite strong because we do have that inner reliance, trusting yourself to look after yourself. And, I do find that with this particular energy, connecting to nature, since, Taurus is a nature sign, an earth sign, I should say, very, very strong to help you sort of self-reflect and get through that sort of stuff. Really, with Taurus as well, it's all about enjoying life's decadence and really, transforming the material world that you're experiencing. So, enjoying some, like especially too with Halloween, really super close as well. It's a really good time to be, when I do talk about Halloween, I talk about, offering ancestors, spirits, making offerings for those, allowing that sort of stuff and making a bit of an offering. But with this full moon, it's about making those offerings to yourself and taking some time to yourself to really, offer that decadence to yourself as well. So it may be a good time to sort of have a bit of a midnight feast or whatever sort of suits you personally. Taurus are pretty well known for their love of food, so some good treats is always handy on this full moon. So have some sort of luxury treats available to you to really enjoy this full moon. But really be aware to, rather than allowing yourself to act from any emotions that are brought up, using those to sort of really dig in deep and assess, your own growth and really self-reflect on where we do need to grow further and whatnot as well. But because we are, right in the midst of Halloween season, as you can see, I've got my spiders and skeletons and whatnot around. I will be doing another Halloween-themed all signs tomorrow. But being that it is Halloween and we are sort of facing this full moon and eclipse where it is such a, trying to move forward energy, it's kind of all about getting rid of all those little last dregs within you where you do need to self-reflect on and really, you may find things coming up that you haven't had to deal with for quite a long time, just emotionally. And it's really that opportunity to sort of face it just one last time before it's gone for good sort of energy. So I am in the mind of, being a little bit more confronting today with our shadow work reading. I do really always try to word myself so it's not too confronting. I'm a big, apologizer when I am confronting and whatnot as well, but I just sort of wanted to let everyone know up front that I am actually intending to be a little bit more confrontational this time. The shadow work, especially around Halloween, is really, really all about facing that darkness within you, facing those demons so that you can finally put them to rest and move forward. Okay, so I do apologize in advance if anyone is a little bit triggered by some of the things that I may be saying today, but I do want to also point out, not point out, but make it known that when something does trigger you, there's usually a reason that it has triggered you. Okay, it kind of reflects something that's going on within us if something triggers us. So even when we're seeing things in other people and that sort of triggers us, it's kind of because of the inner reflection coming out, trying to be heard there. So if something does trigger you, it may actually just be a little bit of a word to yourself about why does that trigger me so much? What is it about that is triggering to me? Why, why is that sort of setting me off? And what exactly do I need to deal with, because of that particular trigger? All right. So just a bit of me being a big talker, a bit of a convoluted warning that I am going to be a little bit, I am intending to be a little bit more confronting today than I may be in previous shadow work videos. Okay. I will be starting with Aries. You will see me taking timestamps, but today the decks that we're using, as always, when I'm doing the shadow work videos, I do have the Heal Yourself reading cards, quite a confronting deck all by themselves. So rather than delving into too many different issues, I am just going to be asking for one of those overview cards of things that we can deal with today. We will be sort of clarifying and whatnot with the lenormand. I do have the Magpies lenormand here. And, I thought magpies, ravens, quite a great deck to be using for that. It has proven itself to be quite a good deck for the shadow work with the full moon imagery on that deck as well. Quite a lot of full moon imagery throughout that deck. But today I'm actually going to also be using the Hidden Truth Love Oracle. Okay, so I will be drawing a few cards. So keeping in mind that when I do draw these cards, they are written as in, in the perspective of somebody else, dealing with other person's energy. But we're going to be using them today dealing with your own love energy specifically. Okay, so anything that pops up in those, it's not actually talking about external people, it's talking about within yourself. All right, so I just wanted to let you know about that as well. But I did think, the hidden truth, it's facing our darkness. Sometimes the things that we need to hear the most are quite hidden from us. So I thought that might be a good deck to use today as well. But starting off with Aries. Okay, Aries, looking at your deeper self today. So what does Aries need to face on their shadow? What does Aries need to face? What demons can Aries throw at us today? Aries with their shadow work, please. What does Aries need to face, please? The deepest, darkest Aries. Okay, starting off strong with the deep and dark. All right, we do have the selling out card. Okay, so straight away that does let us know that in some aspect you are selling yourself short, you are selling yourself out, sometimes it can talk about doing things for money, just for the sake of the money, even if it's not actually in line with your highest good. Okay, so this is talking about things like, there may be for a lot of you, it may be things like job related, when we see the selling out card, because this card here, it does have a basis in that whole idea of, prostitution. So, not that is necessarily a bad thing at all. No one's here to judge or anything like that, but it's about that aspect of doing something that you don't like for other reasons. I feel for a lot of you Aries that this is actually talking about, doing what other people think you should do, or just going with the flow when it comes to what other people are telling you. You should do this, you should do that, try this, try that, and it's not actually, sticking within you, within your wants and desires. You're kind of doing things just for the sake of doing things. It's kind of that vibe of, when if you've heard your whole entire life that, you have to, marry somebody wealthy. And so you're only dating wealthy people, but then you meet somebody and you kind of, fall in love and then you realize, oh, they're not wealthy. And so all of a sudden you feel as though you can't have that person because of the fact that they're not financially wealthy. And it's kind of like you're selling out love just for the money side of things. So and that can play out in so many different ways. Okay. But there is this strong element here of asking yourself, where am I selling out? Where am I doing things that I don't really want to do? What am I doing that like, why am I doing these things if I don't actually want to do them? Is money actually that important to me that I have to, do this job? Aries, you guys are so passionate that, I just get this vibe that even if you were without a job altogether, if you quit that job tomorrow that you're not happy with, I feel like you guys are passionate enough to, you know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I've got no money at all. I'm going to get my ish sorted. I will get ish done. I will make sure I'm fed and well anyway. Even without money, I'll work it out somehow. You guys are so passionate that you can sort of overcome all that sort of stuff. But it's kind of like, really, really, like, where are you not being authentic to yourself? There's something here where you're kind of doing something or involving yourself in something that's not you, that's not who you are, and you're doing it for a purpose outside of yourself, whether that be for money, for other people telling you that you want this thing, even if you deep down know that you don't. There's some element here of you really involving yourself in something that is not yours, to it's not for your highest good. It's not serving you at all. So needing to face that, Aries. Okay, Aries. What does Aries need to face in regard to selling out? Okay, so firstly we've got the book. All right, and so you can see here we've got the two magpies, trying to tear out a page, and that's kind of an inkling to this selling out card. There's a page in the story of Aries that does not fit with the rest of the story. It's kind of like you need to rip that page out and start that chapter all over again. And even if it leaves a gap in the book, it's kind of like the stories. If you continue writing the story this particular way, would you rather rip out one page, or would you rather have to destroy the whole book because it's not suiting you? It's not going where you want it to go. There's this strong element here of, taking a leap into the unknown. Sometimes the book can really talk about, the unknown. What comes next is totally unknown. And I feel like that's, what it's sort of advising you, Aries, that you do sort of really need to rip out that page and get rid of that from your energy. And even if it means, starting the chapter over again. What we're seeing here too, we do have the lily. All right. So that does it does talk about your, in a shadow work reading, it does really talk about, your deep down insecurities and your emotional, vulnerabilities, the things that make you vulnerable emotionally. So it's kind of like you're selling out in that sense as well. You're avoiding that particular vulnerability that you have emotionally, because, and it does also talk about long term as well. So it's kind of like, it's once again, yeah, do you want to continue writing the story this way? Because if you continue writing this story this way, that's what's going to stick. And that's what, do you really want to, 20 years from now be looking back at your life and realize that you've wasted 20 years doing something that you hate? It's kind of asking you to think about things from a more long-term perspective. Would you rather, get 20 years down the track and then have to go back and rip out all those pages, or would you rather rip them out now and jump into the unknown and take a chance, even if it is, leaves you feeling vulnerable? So for some of you, this is definitely talking about something on an emotional level where you're selling out, you're not admitting, you're not facing your true emotions on something, and you're selling yourself short, and you're kind of selling out. You're kind of just taking what's given rather than chasing what you truly desire. All right, so for some of you this is an emotional thing. All right, so I do feel as though for some of you this is like, it's like that example I used for love, that you are turning down true love because you're like, oh, but they don't make enough money. And it's kind of like, but you know deep down that that's your person, and that the money shouldn't matter, but you are really selling out and, you know, going with what society thinks that you should go for that person because they earn a lot of money, you know, just as an example there. But there's some, I feel for a lot of you, there's some element that it definitely could be, you know, love related, where you're selling yourself short and really allowing yourself to believe that you're unworthy of a certain situation or whatever, and you're just going with what you are told to go with, or what society thinks that you should go with. All right. So there's one of you out there, okay, where this is actually about your sexuality as well. All right. So you're denying your true sexuality. Okay. So just keep that in mind. That's just one person. I can feel that that's just one particular person. Okay. But we also have the crossroad. The time to choose is now. Are you going to do this and regret it 20 years from now? Are you going to keep, you know, following this path that you're on? 20 years from now, turn around and regret the life that you've lived? Or are you going to choose a new path and choose that path that you truly want? Because there's something here where you're denying the truth of yourself. There's something where you are, it's kind of like you're pimping yourself out to everybody except for yourself. You know what I mean? Like if you were giving someone that you cared about advice about your situation, what would you tell them? Because you're acting differently to that. All right. What is Aries' hidden truth? What is Aries' hidden truth in love, please? Yeah, it's the same stuff. So for a lot of you, this definitely is love and emotion related, because we do have, I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so just keep in mind, I'm changing the tense to suit you rather than, you know, the card's original purpose is involving other energy, whereas we're looking at just you today, Aries. So you know exactly what you are doing. You know exactly. It's time to stop and face it and make that decision. Are you going to continue doing this where you're truly unhappy and you're never going to be happy if you follow this path where you're denying your truth? You know, or are you going to stand up for yourself and say, do you know what? Even if it causes trouble, even if other people think I'm crazy, even if, I'm going to do it anyway, because that's what I truly want. Okay, so you know, a bit of a personal revelation in that one for you, Aries. I hid who I really am. So like you're hiding from yourself. You're hiding who you really are from yourself. You're hiding exactly what it is that you want. You're selling out. You're hiding the truth from yourself when it comes to whatever this thing is for you, Aries. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Aries. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Okay. But we will move over to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. How are we today? Okay. Facing the deepest, darkest of ourselves today, Taurus. Facing those demons and letting them go. Okay, Taurus. What does Taurus need to know for their shadow work? Ooh, you want half the deck, do you, Taurus? Okay, Taurus. What's the darkness Taurus needs to face? I'm just going to grab your lenormand out straight away. Okay, Taurus. Pardon? Taurus, what is the darkness that Taurus needs to face? Strong time for you at the moment, Taurus, with the full moon eclipse. Okay. All right. So firstly, we have the Phoenix Rising card for you, Taurus. So just looking ahead at the Lambent, kind of like you the thing that you need to face, the thing that you are not currently facing that you do need to face. The darkest part of you that you actually need to face is the light. All right. Which it sounds like a mixed up sort of message there, but what we're sort of seeing here is with the Phoenix Rising, the Phoenix does talk about, a Phoenix, um, they revived from the ashes of their own dead self. Okay. Whereas what's happening, Taurus, is you're focused on the ashes. You're stuck on your dead self. You're focused on a version of yourself that is dead and gone and buried. Okay. You've actually risen from the ashes and you've been, created brand new. And the imagery of the Phoenix on fire, the Phoenix rising, coming back from that, being born again, that's what you're ignoring. You're ignoring the fact that you have actually, totally changed from the person that you think you are. Okay, you're not that person anymore. You have actually changed and been reborn into a brand new version of yourself. And with the light, the Phoenix rising, the flame, there comes a lot of passion, your true desires, and a lot of light aspects. Okay, so the darkness that you need to face within yourself is actually the light. It's kind of like, Taurus, you're so stuck on the negative. You're so stuck on the bad things that have happened, the bad things that you're presuming that more bad things are going to happen, that you're a bad person, which is not actually the case. You're not seeing this element, the light within you. You're not focusing. You're not actually even. I feel like a lot of you aren't even seeing it, and you're not even seeing your own worthiness. You're not even aware. It's kind of like this element of, you're just kind of a little bit stuck in this negative, negative self-worth, negative energy, the darkness of yourself. You're only seeing the bad things about yourself, that you've sort of lost touch with the things that you're truly passionate about, where your true ambition lies, and the beautiful things that are inside you as well as the fact that, you are totally reborn from who you used to be. You're not that person anymore, and you're feeling like you think that you are. You're putting yourself, in a past version of yourself, and you're not facing the fact that that's actually not who you are anymore. You've changed and grown and actually matured, and so you really, especially with the full moon, Taurus. I did sort of say in the intro there, but this full moon is all about self-reflection and reminiscing about your growth, and that's the bit that you're missing, that you haven't actually stopped and even acknowledged how much you have grown, in order to let go who you used to be. So you're still holding on to who you used to be. So we do firstly have the cat. All right. So this is that past person. This is that past Taurus. You're not even realizing that person is actually a stranger to you now. The cat energy does come through as a stranger quite a lot of the time. So, cats are very, disassociated. They are very wary and stay back a little bit. And so this is very separate to you, as opposed to like the dog energy, where it's like all up in your face, little, take me for a walk, play with me. The cat energy is like, I don't know you, don't touch me, so that's what you're doing to yourself. Okay. So you're kind of like, this version of yourself is a stranger. You haven't really gotten to know yourself, and who you are now. you're still stuck on this idea of who you used to be. But that person is actually a stranger. That's not who you are anymore. So you're really needing to focus on who you actually are right now, moving forward in the full moon energy there. Once again, we are seeing that loss coming through with the mouse energy. Okay, so it's kind of like accepting that you have lost those, it's okay to lose that negative part of yourself, and that you do, you have lost stuff in the past. I'm sort of seeing that there, with the, the ashes of that phoenix, are kind of sitting here in that mouse energy where you feel as though these things were sort of, or people were taken from you, lost from your life, but you're kind of not seeing the fact that there was a reason that they've been lost, and you're allowing it to eat away at your energy and eat away at who you really are now, because the more that you sit in this past energy, the more that you're going to bring that back in and be that person all over again. And so it's kind of like, with the mouse energy, it's kind of like accepting the loss of who you once were, and recognizing who you are now, and who you are going to be, and really actually, seeing the lighter aspects. Stop focusing on the things that eat away at you and make you feel bad, because the mice really do sort of, they take and take and take, and that's what's happening to your energy now. It's you're allowing yourself to lose energy, because you're so focused on what has been and what you used to be. So it does sort of also have the birds there. So it does let us know you need to sit down and have a deep old chat with yourself. Taurus, there's a big chat with yourself. But with the birds, there is a lot of conversations that can be had with this bird's energy. Okay, so this actually does suggest, talking to loved ones about, how do you see me, that kind of thing. And if you are having trouble seeing who you are, sometimes having a conversation with somebody about, what have I changed? How much have I changed? I do feel, normally this full moon energy is all about, spending time by yourself, but I do feel, and looking within yourself. But I do feel for a lot of you, Taurus, that there's this element of, talking to others to actually help you gain that insight and get that journey sort of started for yourself. Sort of, you are an earth sign, right? So you should be good at making lists. So, send out a little questionnaire to all your loved ones and be like, how have I changed in the past 5 years? What are my positive traits? Something along those lines. I'm just getting, talking to others about this issue and about who you are now. How do people see you? To help you find out how should you be seeing you, because you just don't know. You can't see the fact that you've been reborn and that you're actually a totally different person these days. That you probably, who knows, you may be the only sign not getting a super, super confronting message today, because that is actually positive, at the end of it all. It is the Taurus full moon, so you guys are, you got that over the rest of us, right? Okay, hidden truth of Taurus in love. What are Taurus hiding from themselves in love? I love it when the cards just, say the same things in different wording of what I've just been talking about. So many things remind me. Okay, it does say remind me of you, but it's kind of like remind me of myself. So many things remind me of myself. So it's kind of, once again, you're stuck in that reminiscing who you were, to the point where you still think that that's current energy. You're so, like, it feels like, honestly, Taurus, you're so stuck in the past of yourself that's who you still think you are. You can't even see the current and the future. The present and the future are closed off to you because you're so stuck in this past energy of who you used to be. But you used to be that. Okay, and also the hidden truth, the thing that you're hiding from. I am becoming a better person. You are becoming a better person. You've been reborn. You're not that person anymore. Why are you hiding from yourself, Taurus? Especially the positive stuff. You are hiding from the fact that you are better than that, okay? That you deserve more than that. That's what you're hiding from, Taurus. Okay, so especially too when that comes out in love, you're hiding the fact that you're hiding from yourself the fact that you even deserve love, that you deserve, that you are better, so you deserve better. Okay, there you go. I thought I had to chuck some confronting stuff in there, right? No, that's what we've got for you today, Taurus. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. All right. Moving on over to our Geminis. How are we? Okay, deepest, darkest parts of Gemini. What does Gemini need to face for their shadow work? Gemini's demon, please. I love Halloween. I get to say stuff like demons and no one bats an eyelash. It's great. Procrastination, Gemini. So what are you putting off? What exactly are you putting off, Gemini? I feel like we need more detail about that one straight away. So we'll grab your lenormand out. Gemini. Shadow work elements for Gemini, please. Clarify that third card, please. All right, cool. Gemini. Procrastination energy. So there's something you're putting off and you need to do it. You need to consider it. You need to get going on it. But you're not. You're putting it off so big time. And what I can see straight away, what you're putting off, because it's in this very first card here, we have the chrysalis. All right. So this, this is a 3-part card. We do normally see the caterpillar and then the moth on either side of that. So it's kind of like you have, you were a caterpillar. You were this little creepy crawly caterpillar, and you went, do you know what, I need to get started on turning myself into a butterfly and actually changing my life. I need to go wrap myself up in comfort and turn myself to goo so that I can transform into a butterfly. But how long have you been in this chrysalis, Gemini? How long have you been comfort zoning, putting yourself in your little comfort zone, snuggling up in your little chrysalis? Okay, you're not a caterpillar anymore. You're just this goo inside this chrysalis. How come you're not emerging? How come you've stopped? Why are you procrastinating? Why are you hiding in your little cocoon? Okay, it's safe. It's secure. I know. It's safe. You know it's safe to just stay in this little comfort zone. But in order to transform, you need to emerge and allow those wings to spread. Okay, so for a lot of you, this is, you've tried to start your evolution of yourself. This has got a lot to do with you're definitely in some sort of comfort zone, and you're afraid to leave the safety of yourself at this time. You're afraid to emerge out into the world. You're afraid to interact as much. We do next have the house. Okay, so you can see that this house energy is a cocoon as well. So, the house is all about your safety and your security, and that's what you're doing. You're in your safety zone. You need to stop procrastinating and get out of your safety zone. That's what you need to face. Why are you in this safety zone? Why are you allowing yourself to just sit in and stay put? It's kind of like, change is scary, all right? Because change, a lot of the time, it does involve a lot of movement. And, but it's kind of that element of, I'm just getting a lot of fear, and that's why we're sort of staying stuck, because you're kind of fearful that if you emerge from this cocoon, that you're going to be this ugly grey moth. But there's also this chance that you're going to be this beautiful, colourful butterfly, and you're just so fearful that you're going to be this ugly grey moth that you're not willing to take the risk that you're going to be this beautiful butterfly. So it's kind of like, if I stay put and I don't emerge from my safety, that I'm not going to be a grey moth. There's no chance of that, but there's also no chance that all the beautiful butterfly energy would happen either. So it's kind of like you're just not taking any chance at all. You're just staying put. There's no movement at the moment, okay? You're just staying put in your safety zone. So what I'm sort of getting here is that I'm getting that phrase, better the devil you know, all right? So you're staying stuck in a situation, or, in an energy where it's like, but I already know how this goes. I'd rather stay here where I understand how this works. I know how this goes, even if it's not what I'm happy with, and it's not what I truly, truly want. At least I know how to deal with it. You're sort of fearful of not knowing how to deal with going out on a limb and trying to get that thing that you do really, really want. You're kind of, there's a lot of fear here. Okay, Gemini. So you need to face that fear about, why are you staying stuck? Why are you not trying to move forward? Why are you not allowing yourself to evolve? All right. We also do have the clouds, which was clarified by the cat energy there. So that the clouds just lets us know that, you're thinking about it. You're thinking, you're overthinking. That's what you're doing. You've clouded your own judgment, and that's part of the reason why you're not willing to step outside that comfort zone, is because you've actually overthought all this so much that all you can see is the potential negatives if you step outside that comfort zone. You've gotten to be a total stranger to, the fact that there is these, high risk, high reward. You step outside, you don't know whether, so it's like you're living in if you were living inside a house with no windows, okay? You don't know until you step out that front door if it's raining, if it's sunny, if you don't know. You have no idea. All right, one day you may open the door and it's a beautiful sunny day. And then the next day you'll open up the door and you walk out there and you're in the middle of a hurricane. But you have no idea until you actually step out that door. And that's, and what's sort of happening for you here, Gemini, is that you are stuck inside this house, and because you're sitting here thinking and overthinking and overthinking and overthinking, causing yourself anxiety, and this is leading to depression, okay, you are sitting inside this house going, I'm not going to go out today because I bet you that it's raining. I feel like today it's probably cloudy and rainy and I don't want to go outside. So you're not even stepping out to check what the weather's like. Okay, so you're only seeing the potential negatives. You're not allowing yourself to step into the potential positives of what's going on here. But we'll have a look at your hidden truth, Gemini. Hidden truth of Gemini in love. What are Gemini hiding from in love? Yeah, I hide behind material things. You're hiding, Gemini, hiding hiding inside your comfort zone, hiding inside your cocoon. I hide behind material things. So a lot of the time, this is talking about you kind of trying to fill the void by going, you know what, I'm not willing to sort of step out and try that thing that I truly want. I'm not going to try to get that. I'll just buy some more shoes. That'll make me feel better. Comfort zone. I wish things could be different. So, there's this element of you that you are wishing that there would be sunshine on the other side of that door. But you're telling yourself, no, it's raining. No point trying. Procrastination is the demon you need to face, Gemini. Get off your butt. Get out the door. The metaphorical door. Check the weather. There may be more sunshine than you thought. All right? But it's talking directly about, there's a specific thing that you've overthought the negative, and you're not allowing yourself to see the positive anymore of the potential outcomes, and you're procrastinating because you're fearful of the negatives being the only outcome. All right, so you really need to face that, Gemini. That's what we need to face with our shadow work for you this month. All right, you're more than welcome to check other placements. And like I said in the intro, sorry if I'm being a bit confronting. I'm going out of my way to be confronting today, so sorry about it. All right. Moving on, we will go to Cancer. How are we, Cancer? Just looking today at your demons. Deepest, darkest for our Cancers. What does Cancer need to face with their shadow work? Okay. I got 2 cards actually came out for you, Cancer. And I'm kind of just intuitively feeling these maybe stand alone. So we'll grab the lenormand in a minute and see if that wants to be the same storyline. But I feel like it may come out separate. But these two are definitely linked. We do have Unleash Your Creativity, as well as the Sexuality card. Okay. So unleash your sexuality. For a lot of you, this is about a specific thing, okay? Cancer, because when we're seeing the word unleash, we've got the word creativity, and we're talking about something to do with your sexuality. All right, so sexuality is, embracing the sexual being that you are, and then needing to sort of really unleash that to its full potential. So it's like, and the creative aspect, there's something here where it's like you want to try something, or there's something in particular that you want when it comes to who you are as a sexual being, and you're not allowing yourself to even acknowledge that you want that thing. All right, it may be something very heavy, so I got to be careful the way I word things with YouTube, of course, but unleash the demon, kind of what we're getting with that message. But you're not facing this thing, okay? You're not admitting to yourself that you want that thing. So for some of you, this may be to do with your sexuality, that you're not unleashing that side of yourself that knows that you're attracted to that particular gender or this particular type of gender, whatever that means for you personally. But it's talking about needing to sort of like face the fact that you need to unleash this part of yourself, that you're hiding this part of yourself from yourself even. You know, and like I said, I'm feeling for some of you, this is a particular KINK that you may have, that you're kind of like denying that you're even interested in that. But it's like, it wants to come out. That's a demon that wants to be faced. Life is for living. Until it's Halloween, then it's like skeletons and, you know, whatnot. Cancer. Cancer. What does Cancer need to face? What's the darkness Cancer needs to face for their shadow work? So for a lot of you, there may be shame stopping you with that particular thing. I'm okay. Oh, and on the bottom of the deck, I do have the whip as well. So, you know, maybe something to do with whips. Whips and then the ship. All right, whips and ships. We do have the ship first and foremost. Okay, so that particular, it's very hard to see, but there's a tiny little leaf floating down the river here, which is our ship. It's kind of letting you know that you know, the thing that you need to face is the distance you've put yourself in, just within yourself. You've distanced yourself emotionally, because the next card we do have is the Lily. All right, so this is talking about there's a lot of distance emotionally just within yourself. So yes, I do feel as though this is a separate message to those Heal Yourself oracles. That was just sort of got to get it out. You got to face that. Make sure you stop and think and face that. Sexuality unleashing. Face that. This is feeling a bit different. There's something emotional going on within you, and you've created this huge distance between yourself and this true. It's kind of like a true, like, it's kind of like, I'm kind of getting that you've kind of like put yourself into two people. You've kind of like, you know, there's this emotionally vulnerable Cancer, and you've kind of like put that aside, or you've like hidden that so deep that you can't even access it anymore. But it's like the emotional vulnerable, like the side of yourself that's truly able to be honest and intimate with your emotions. And so I do feel for a lot of you that there is this element of, you know, you've put all your vulnerable parts, you've put them away so far from yourself that you can't even access them. You know, and what it's sort of telling us here, we do have the chrysalis as well. So the chrysalis in these shadow work readings is coming out as like, you know, this is your comfort zone. It's easier for you to stay in this chrysalis, in this cocoon, hiding away from yourself, than to actually face it and deal with it and move on from it. All right, but we do sort of know that, you know, what happens if you stay in your chrysalis? You end up dying in your chrysalis. You never have the opportunity to become a butterfly. There's a lot of fear. When we're stuck in our chrysalis, there's a lot of fear that we're fearful that when we emerge from this chrysalis, we're going to get, you know, eaten by a bird. But you can never soar and be a beautiful butterfly. You can't fly until you actually, you know, come out of your safety zone and try. All right. So this strong element of, you need to face the parts of yourself that you've sort of quashed down and hidden from yourself. You need to sort of, because sometimes the ship can talk about, you know, sailing the waters of your soul. The waters of your soul a lot of the time connected to your emotions. We do have emotional intimacy with the lily as well. So it's kind of like you really do need to sit down with your emotions and, work out why you're fearful of your own emotions and why are you allowing yourself to stay stuck rather than dealing with these emotions and then getting them out of you. So these vulnerable things, whatever makes you vulnerable, it's like you can't actually get rid of it. If you stay in that cocoon energy, it's still going to be there. You're never going to get rid of it. It's still going to be there, hidden away within you. And when we do that, things tend to pop up without us even wanting them to, and that's when we're reacting negatively, and we're forcing ourselves to stay in that cocoon and not grow as a person and not mature, and you're going to end up with repeated cycles where you're wondering why these bad things keep happening to you. It's because you're not allowing yourself to face the negative emotions and move on from those and get that energy out of you. So it's really sort of telling you that there's a journey that you need to take just within yourself. Be a lot more vulnerable with yourself and face these vulnerabilities and emotions that you are hiding from, that you are fearful of. All right. I'm just getting, better the devil you're just so comfortable in that chrysalis that, you're scared to step outside and see what happens. But, you'll never be a butterfly and soar if you don't take the chance to step outside that cocoon. And it's kind of also with the lily, there's this element of, 20 years from now, do you want to look back at who you are now and realize that you haven't changed at all, that you haven't grown at all, that you're still facing the exact same ish that you have been facing now, like all the problems that you've got now, the issues that you're having, do you want those same cycles to continue, 20 years from now? Do you still want to be doing the same ish over and over again? Or do you want to actually grow and change and develop new-ish to deal with? Okay. What is Cancer hiding from? What is Cancer hiding from with love? Okay. I am reading these cards as just to do with you yourself, but I've actually do have extra energy has come through here for you, Cancer. We do have the card, I left you before you could leave me. So this is you pushing other people away before they can push you away. So that's part of your comfort zone is, you're fearful that people are going to leave you. So this is talking about an abandonment issue, okay? So you're fearful that people are going to leave you, so you just push them away before they can. It's kind of that vibe of, if I can get rid of them before they get rid of me. So, but you were the best thing in my life. So this is where I'm getting this this energy of somebody else here in your energy, Cancer. Somebody that you've pushed away with that other card there. You've pushed away the best things, the things that could have been the best things for you, the things that you did truly sort of want. You've pushed your emotions and vulnerabilities so far away. Because it's kind of like, you've pushed them away from yourself as well, but they could possibly be the best things in your life. It's like when you get out of that comfort zone, you've missed, like, that there's something there that could have been the best thing in your life, and you've pushed it away before it could, and you've pushed all these feelings down before it could turn you down or whatever, so, or show itself to not be the best thing in your life. And it's kind of like that. I am feeling somebody else's energy there, so it's kind of definitely feeling as though there's somebody in particular in your past or in your life that you have pushed them away. You've kind of hurt them or pushed them away before they could hurt you or push you away. So it's asking you to face that within yourself, because that is feeling like some sort of abandonment issue. All right, so that's got to do with that cocoon that you're in. It's safer for you to. I'm kind of just getting the vibe here. Pardon, sorry about that. That it's safer for you to just stay alone in your cocoon and be alone forever than, you know, run the chance that someone might hurt you. But, you know, at the end of the day, Cancer, how are you supposed to unleash without another person involved? But also, you know, that, you know, if you never leave that comfort zone, are you really being honest to yourself? Are you really, you know, like we said with that Lily, are you going to look back in 20 years from now and regret that? Regret not taking a chance on that? Hurt is part of life. So is love. So are you going to sit there alone and be still sitting there alone, feeling the exact same way 20 years from now, 30 years from now? Or are you going to take a chance to, you know, do you know what? Step outside. Take a chance. You may become that beautiful butterfly that you hope you are. Or, you know, you could get eaten by a bird. But it's kind of that you'll never know. You will never know for sure. If you never take the chance, you'll never know. Is kind of what I'm getting there, Cancer. But you're more than welcome to check your other placements. For now, I will move on to Leo. Okay, Leo. Deepest, darkest, what do you need to face? What demons does Leo need to face? Leo's shadow work card, please. Dreams. We have the Dreams card, Leo. These cards are beautiful. That's one of the most beautiful ones, isn't it? The Dreams card, when it comes to shadow work, is it's letting us know that there's something you're not facing that you dream for, that you do truly desire. There's a true desire there that you are not willing to face. I feel for a lot of you that there's this aspect of you not allowing that dream to even consider that it could become a reality for you. You're avoiding, there's something that you wish for that you are trying to tell yourself, I don't wish for that. Okay. Leo, shadow work for Leo, please. There's something else there. Okay, I am actually getting that for some of you, this is actually tied in with your spirituality and your being Halloween and that, you know, so close to Halloween and that eclipse energy and that full moon energy. I am getting two of the cards I've gotten here are more, they do sometimes hold a more intuitive spiritual meaning as well. There's something here about intuition and destiny, and your dreams that you're avoiding as well. I feel like this is actually quite a lot of you. There's a part of you, there's an ability, there's a part of you, and you feel like you're dreaming that it doesn't exist. It's like an inner knowing, an inner power, ability that you actually have that you're avoiding. I'm kind of getting that for a couple of you. This is something about like a visual thing, because we've got the Dreams card. I feel like this is a visual thing for some of you. It's kind of, I'm getting kind of that energy of like you like telling yourself, I didn't see a ghost. Don't know what you're talking about. That didn't move by itself. Didn't see that happen. So there's an ability that you have that you're denying, that you're kind of telling, oh, I must have been dreaming. That wasn't real. But it was. So, but there is another message here too. But we do have the moon firstly, okay? So that does talk about your intuition. So your intuition knows that you saw that, or that was real, and you're telling yourself, nah, I was dreaming, I was imagining it. So it's I'm kind of getting this vibe of, you fighting like reality versus energy, okay, and you're forcing yourself to stay stuck in reality rather than allowing energy to come in and be visible to you. You're there's this connection that you have, Leo, with energy that you're kind of denying to yourself. So for a lot of you, this is some sort of spiritual thing, like I keep getting like power, part of your power. You're hiding from your power, that you have an ability, that you're telling yourself, oh no, that stuff doesn't exist. That's not real. And you're saying no, reality. And you're forcing yourself to sort of stay stuck in reality, and you're not facing that side of yourself that dream bigger than that, that side of yourself that knows that that's happening, even if you don't allow yourself to believe it. There is a strong element of that coming through. All right, but the moon coming through there, it is a very emotional card. It does talk quite a lot about emotions as well, and being sensitive to things. So I am sort of seeing the tree right beside that as well, which is a card of, self-growth, self-care, your inner wisdom. That's where we get that destiny, that pull, your ancestral wisdoms, those sorts of elements coming through with that, the family tree. But what's happening here, the thing that you need to face is your emotional growth. I feel like you're stalling yourself. You're stopping yourself from allowing yourself to grow emotionally, and to face any emotions that you're having, and actually use them to strengthen yourself, and to grow as a person, as an emotional being. Once again, I'm getting that vibe of, reality versus energy, and emotions are something that are very more tied in with energy, and reality, you're trying to deal with everything from a logical standpoint, that, I don't have emotions. You're trying to be non-emotional. And whereas, you need to face your true emotions in order to grow and expand your awareness. And with that dreams card, it's kind of like, there's a lot of growth that you are able to face. There's a dream, like a true desire, a dream that you hold, that comes about from your emotional growth. So you're totally ignoring that you even want that thing, because you know that you need to be more emotional, and focus on the more spiritual and emotional side of yourself, in order to manifest that true wish. Okay, so there's a strong sense of like spiritual denial here coming through, where it's like I said, I keep getting that it's like an ability, or a power, or something along those lines. So trust in yourself more, Leo, is what I'm getting. But we also do have the whip. Okay, so you're avoiding the emotional turmoil, the emotional conflict with yourself. It's kind of like, I just keep getting that with the whip. It's kind of like, you're beating yourself up so much. It's like, you could possibly never have that. You could never have that. You could never do that. You could never be that. You're beating yourself up so much, and you're especially with your emotions. I feel like you're beating yourself up every time you feel something, and it's kind of like, why, like emotions are part of who we are. Everybody has emotions, good and bad. So emotions actually, and your feelings actually help you grow, and you're avoiding growing at all. You're kind of like this poor stunted little tree that is not allowing itself sunlight. All right, you're kind of pushing yourself into the storm continually. You're putting yourself back into the trouble, the conflict within yourself. You just you would rather stay in the storm than allow yourself to work through this growth and work through these emotions in order to come out the other side of that storm. You're just sort of beating yourself up, and I kind of feel, Leo, that you're sticking yourself in that storm over and over again, and not allowing yourself to come out the other side of those things, and because you're not actually allowing that growth, that emotional growth, to happen within yourself. That's why you keep going back into this storm, because in order to get through the storm, you do need to focus on yourself, and it feels like you're really trying to avoid yourself, not just yourself emotionally, but yourself, on that energy level as well. There's a lot of things about yourself that you are kind of really refusing to acknowledge and grow from. You're stalling your own growth here, is kind of where I'm feeling with that, Leo. But we'll get you your hidden truth cards. Hidden truth of Leo when it comes to love. What is Leo hiding from with love? Interesting. I've got the song in the background as well, looking at that, right as I'm looking at that whip card, which is that imagery of the lightning storm. I've got lightning crashes playing in the background. So there may be something about that particular storm, that song. Sorry. You're avoiding going through that emotion. It's a very emotional song. And it's kind of like it's not showing me the correlation directly, but there is a correlation between the song and what we're seeing here. It's kind of like you're stunting that growth. You're it's like you're because anyone that hasn't heard the song, it's about it's about a car crash, right? And the woman in the car crash passes on, like she dies, but the baby that she was carrying is born, and so it's kind of like seeing the beauty in the storm and finding that no, even though you're in this horrible emotion of losing, because it's sung from the husband's perspective or whatever, and he goes to the hospital, and the baby's being born while his wife is dying. So it's kind of that emotion of having pure joy being born from something so horrible. So it's all about the lightning sometimes can actually, well, and too with I'm getting here too with the tree energy. Lightning hits a tree, it doesn't always kill the tree. Sometimes the tree can still survive, and then all of a sudden it's got this this new, it gets new, like it'll grow around the where the lightning struck, and so it'll create brand new from the storm, the lightning hitting it. So the horrible thing that could have totally shattered the tree survives anyway, and that growth goes on. So there's a strong element. There's definitely some sort of correlation there. So if you know the song, or you haven't heard the song, maybe check the words. I feel like there may be something within the song lyrics that you may need to feel. Okay, Leo. It's not necessarily the words either. It may just be the emotion that you need to actually just allow yourself to feel, feel that lightning hitting you, but also feel the opportunity for growth after the storm. All right. So we do have, I'm afraid to contact you. So that's talking about you're afraid to contact yourself. You're afraid to get in touch with your emotions. All right. We will be together again. So deep down, that you need to reincorporate that emotional side of yourself back into who you are. For some of you too, I keep getting these spiritual extra messages for you, Leo, and this is back to do with what I was talking about with the song. Okay, we will be together again. There's somebody who's passed on. That's why you've put yourself into this emotional. For a lot of you, there's a loss there that that's why you're struggling and beating yourself up because of something else, someone else. It's that and it's got to do with, we will be together again. It's like, I'll see you on the other side. It's like so wrapped up in the pain of losing that you're not growing and moving on from that. You're allowing yourself to just continually feel the light, put yourself back into that lightning moment over and over and over again. Okay, so that's what we've got for you, for what you need to face with your shadow work, Leo. So went a bit haywire for you, Leo. It's kind of left me feeling a bit spaced out, empty. So yeah, and I'm a very emotional person, Leo. So for me to be so disconnected from my emotions suddenly is a bit of a shock to the system. So I can only imagine how it has been for you this whole time. Yeah, definitely feeling a bit spaced out from that one, Leo. So yeah, come out of that, face that ish. You can do it. All right, moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, how are we today? All right, hope we're ready to face our demons. All right, deepest, darkest that Virgo needs to face with their shadow work, please. Sadness, Virgo. You have the sadness card there. Okay. So this card reads differently for different... Oh, it is reading, but there's an inner sadness there, Virgo. What is this in regard to? Some of you may be on the cusp of Leo, all right? So if you're on the cusp of Leo, it might be worth checking that one as well. But I'm getting similar-ish energy from that inner sadness. Okay, Virgo, what does Virgo need to face for their shadow works? Darkness for Virgo, darkness within Virgo. Yeah, it's all to do with this inner sadness, Virgo. We have the coffin first and foremost. Okay, so for some of you, this darkness, this sadness that you're not facing, the sadness that you need to start approaching within you. For some of you, it does have to do with the death. Okay, so I'm sorry for your loss. We do have the coffin energy, so I am just getting that for some of you, this is an actual loss in that sense. That you're mourning, you're still feeling a lot of sadness in regard to that particular loss. Okay, the coffin is all about death and rebirth. All right, so there's this energy that you're focusing on the death. you're not focusing on the because even with the death of a person, okay, because there's I can't even remember the saying, but it's like some certain cultural beliefs, right? They believe that every time somebody dies, their soul is reborn in a brand new baby, a brand new person, and without without the death, there can't be the rebirth. Um, and it plays out in a lot of different things like that. But it's kind of like, even with the physical death of somebody, I'm not saying that they're reborn into a new person, and that's the energy that's created from that death. But because we obviously we need to acknowledge the death and acknowledge the sadness that is around that. But what happens is that energy has to go somewhere. Okay, so and like we said, like I'm saying, the death and rebirth. Okay, that energy is rebirthed into something else completely. So I don't really like using the analogy of an actual death, because I know that is what a couple of you may be actually dealing with here. But the energy from an ending does turn into a new beginning elsewhere. Okay, and you're stuck so much on the ending that you're not seeing any new beginnings. You're not seeing any other opportunities at all, because we do next have the mountain. All right, so the mountain it's challenges, it's obstacles, it's delays, it's this ending is the obstacle, it is the challenge for you to get over, to climb that mountain, and deal with the loss of that person or thing or situation. Okay, there is a clear ending of something or someone here with that coffin. And we are seeing that you are left, facing this mountain where, you need to climb this. It feels, I'm feeling like it's this, it's Mount Everest, and you are at the bottom of Mount Everest, looking up, going, how on earth am I ever going to get up the top? You just cannot see how to get over this mountain. Because of this, because of the sad, inner sadness, there's a lot of sadness involved with this ending, that you can only feel the loss. You're unable to see past the loss, past the ending, which is why this mountain is just huge in front of you. It's kind of that vibe of, I just cannot climb this mountain. I just cannot take the first step to get over this mountain. Whereas the mountain does let us know that you need to force yourself to start taking small steps, because if you start taking small steps now, before you know it, you're halfway up the mountain, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, I am slowly getting somewhere. And every mountain is a new opportunity. So we once again are seeing this energy being reborn elsewhere in your life. All right, but right now you're just stuck in your comfort zone. You're unwilling to take that first step. We have the chrysalis here, which is all about your safety zone, staying stuck in that, staying hidden away, hiding yourself away from yourself, from these feelings of sadness, from this loss. You're not dealing with this loss. You're not even taking the first step to try to deal with this loss. Which I don't want to be too confronting about this particular issue, but you need to at least take the first step. This is why sometimes shadow work is so confronting, because it forces us to do things that we're not comfortable with. And we're seeing here that you're very comfortable not doing anything at all about this, and not facing that sadness within you. You're very comfortable just standing at the bottom and staring up at the mountain, going, I'm never going to get over this. I'm never going to get over this. I'm never going to get over this. But you never will get over this unless you take that first step. Okay, so it's a hard one because, you know, time is different for everybody. All right, time is fluid, so you know you're under no requirement to deal with those sorts of things in a certain time frame. But you know, it has come out in your shadow work today as the demon that you need to face, as the darkness that you need to face within yourself at this time. So, you know, I do only do these shadow work readings. I do them once a month. So for this month, this is what's coming up for you. All right. So, you know, for majority of you, you're ready to take that first step. I feel for a lot of you, you need to force yourself to take that first step. All right. Okay, Virgo. What are Virgo hiding from in love? What are Virgo hiding from in love? Okay, so firstly, we have the timing just wasn't right for us. So you know, that kind of makes me, you know, I just said a minute ago, timing, the time is fluid thing about that. You know, you're feeling like you can't let go yet. It's not the right time to start let go. It's not the right time to start healing. It's not the time, you know, you are telling yourself, it's not right. It's not the right time for me to start doing this. It's not. But do you know what? Grief and loss has no time frame, and you know, it is the right time for you to take that first step. That doesn't mean that the timing is right for you to get over that completely. Not at all. But it is the right time for you to take that first step towards climbing over that obstacle. All right, and facing it. I feel like that's the main thing, is facing it. And the time is right to start to face that you feel this way. Regardless of you know, how much you feel like it may not be the right time to start dealing with this. You need to at least take that first step by acknowledging this. Or, you know, I want to feel that way again. So you know, you're stuck in this energy of that's before that coffin energy. So you want to feel before again. You want the past back, which, you know, I'm sorry, but what's been and done is been and done. We can't go back. So even though you may want to feel that way again, you may want to have that thing back in your life, whether it be a person or a situation or a thing. Unfortunately, that is the past. And, you know, just because you can't feel that exact same way again, like the past will never be the exact in the future. So, but it doesn't mean that you can't have that feeling again. Doesn't mean that, you know, because deep down you do want to feel happy again. You do want to feel happy again. You don't want to feel sad all the time. You know, be that sad, because at the moment, you know, sadness is becoming you, and you don't want to feel that way. You want to feel, you know, love and happy again, and you definitely can feel that way again. It's just going to be step by steps. You know, I feel for a lot of you this may be a long process, but taking that first step in the right direction is being called for with your shadow work. Okay, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But we'll move on over to Libra. Libra, are you ready to face your demons? Okay, Libra. Libra. Deep and dark. What does Libra need to face with their shadow work? Say what you mean. Okay. Say what you mean, Libra. Are you having trouble communicating at the moment? Are we not saying our truth? Are we not speaking our truth? Are we not seeking our truth? Are we like, I'm getting this thing of like, you know, the little the meme with the little dog, and he's like, I'm fine, everything's fine, but then like the whole house around him is on fire. Are you saying I'm fine, everything's fine, and not acknowledging, you know, the flames? Is that what's going on for you at the moment, Libra? You or you're like, yeah, there's just something there about you not being honest. Not necessarily, you know, honesty as in you're telling lies or anything like that, but you're not saying what you truly mean. So, you know, are you holding back? Are you not telling somebody your true feelings, your true thoughts? Are you not telling yourself your true feelings or your true thoughts? You're not bringing them into the open. Even if it's just within yourself, you're not acknowledging that, hang on, I really want this. I really mean this. I really am this. But you're not bringing it out into the open. Okay, Libra. What does Libra need to face with their shadow work, please? Firstly, we have the albatross, okay, which is it's the companion card to the cross, okay. So the albatross actually talks a lot more about sacrifice and sacrificing, you know, especially with this card here, sacrificing your truth for the sake of, you know, going with the flow or just getting on with it. But you're not you're sacrificing, you know, what you truly mean by saying something. You're saying I'm fine, but deep down you're like, I'm not fine. I need help with this. I'm stressed about this. I'm fine, but you're sacrificing your truth for, you know, I feel like for a lot of you it's just because of like, oh, no one wants to hear it, or I don't want to be a drain on people, or that kind of energy. Oh, hang on, my third eye's flaring there. Got this you can't even read the bottle anymore, but it's a third eye mix, and it really helps me ground out a lot when I'm doing these readings. I'm just feeling that I needed to replenish that on my body. Sorry. But we also have the anchor as well. So you're holding back. You're holding yourself down. You're holding yourself in the one place by not being, you know, not coming from your truth, your inner truth. You're sacrificing yourself to be this anchor for everybody else around you. I feel for a lot of you, You're trying to be steady and dependable for everybody else, but you're not being steady and dependable for yourself. You know, it's leaving you feeling like you're sacrificing your truth, and you're just being, you know, weighed down, and you're getting stuck just where you are, because you're not, you know, being fully open with yourself and others, with your truth, with who you really are, what you're really feeling, all those sorts of things. We do also have the dog. All right, so that can talk about, you know, friendships and the people around you that want to support you. And I feel like you're stuck in this energy of, I don't want to be a drain on all my friends. I don't want them to, you know, they don't have to support me. I should be able to support myself. But if you need support, there's people there that want to support you. All right, but I do feel that majority of you, this dog is actually just saying to us, you know, you need to be more loyal to who you really are. You need to be more loyal to yourself, more compassionate with yourself, and say what you truly mean. Tell, you know, show people who you really are. Stop hiding, you know, your inner truth from your. Like, I feel like for a lot of you, you're hiding from yourself as well. Like who you really are, what you really want in life, how you really feel about things. There's this very big element of, you know, denying the truth, and you know, and when we're sacrificing our truth, you know, everything else becomes lies by omission. Okay, so you may be feeling, oh, I'm not lying to anyone. I'm not lying to anyone. I just don't want to be a burden on them. But you're lying by omission, okay, by not being fully truthful, not showing who you really are, is actually lying by omission. All right, so maybe think about it that way, you know, because if you're that sort of person that you're trying to put everybody else above you, then that means something to you. If you realize that, hang on, not being my true self and not being true to myself is actually lying to the people I care about, because they're not seeing the true me, I feel like that's going to help a couple of you face that a little bit easier. All right, Libra. What are Libra hiding from themselves when it comes to love? This is definitely to do, this is a separate message, okay? This is, for some of you, it may be linked, okay? And because I feel like for some of you, this love aspect within yourself is you know, you're not telling people about this. You're hiding this, the fact that, you know, I do feel for a lot of you this is about a specific connection, and you're not being fully honest with how deep this connection is for you. I can't stop thinking about you, okay? And I know I was a distraction from your pain. So you're distracting yourself with anything you possibly can to stop yourself from thinking about love from this specific person it may be. I'm fine, but my world's on fire because I'm actually, you know, feeling certain pain from a connection, or you know, pain, even just pain from the fact that I can't stop thinking about this connection. I can't stop thinking about love. And you're not, that's part of who you are. That's part of your truth. That it's asking you to say what you truly mean. You know, if you truly love somebody, tell them, I think about you all the time. I can't stop thinking about you. I try to distract myself by doing absolutely everything, but it physically hurts me to try to stop thinking about you. You know, it's kind of, it's once again, it's telling you to, you know, be truthful with yourself and with the others around you. So I am getting that for a couple of you, there is somebody around you that you are, this is talking about specifically, that you're needing to be more truthful with, just in that sense of, you know, showing them who you truly are, telling them, you know, your true feelings, rather than just being like, I'm fine, everything's great and happy. Actually, don't worry, it's fine. No, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself with this, Libra. Be true to yourself, okay? You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. As always, during the full moon, we do find the moon signs quite strong. But moving on over to our Scorpios. Scorpio. What demons does Scorpio need to face? Oh, I feel like that's a loaded question. Scorpio, your energy. Got more than one demon, Scorpio. I'm only drawing one card today, Scorpio. What demon does Scorpio most need to face? I feel like there's more than one for a lot of you. Maybe go back and watch last month's shadow work video as well, guys. Scorpio, deep and dark shadow work for Scorpio, please. That's not too bad of a demon, Scorpio. I feel like you guys might be joking with me. No. We have patience. Okay, patience. Patience. It's one of my demons too, I must admit. What are you rushing? What are you being pushy about? You're rushing. A lot of impatience and trying to control how fast something is moving. You're like, I want it all and I want it right now. With yourself. Scorpio. Shadow work for Scorpio, please. Say something else. Can I get clarity for Scorpio, please? All right. Pretty specific. Pretty specific message, Scorpio. All right, so the impatience, the thing that you're trying to rush. We have the heart, okay? And this message was also clarified by not only the ring, but also the stars. Okay, so are you rushing into a relationship? Are you rushing into a connection? You're rushing it. You need to slow down and be more patient with this situation, Scorpio. It's like like I feel for a lot of you, this is trying to rush towards a connection, trying to rush towards unconditional love and a relationship, and all my wishes will come true if I just have someone. You're rushing towards someone. At the moment, I feel like you're rushing towards anyone to fill that gap, Scorpio. You need to be more patient and wait for the right one, the right heart, the right ring, the right wish. All right? It feels like you're not being clear because you're being impatient and you're trying to push into this without doing your research, without waiting. I'm kind of getting this energy of someone, you know, like, because this is coming through specific to, you know, love and relationship wishes, desires, all right? So if that's not you, you may need to check your other placements, especially your moon sign, because your moon sign's usually really strong during the full moons, all right? So a lot of you are really struggling to be patient. Kind of like you're waiting for the one, but I can feel you like yelling at the universe going, I've been waiting. I've already been waiting too long. And then you're like, I'll just take the next one that comes along. That'll do me. That'll fill that void. It won't. Why are you rushing? Why are you trying to push love? Would you rather have someone or would you rather wait an extra couple of days for the one? You know, it's kind of that kind of energy. Like, I can kind of feel here that the universe has got something in store with all these cards coming out. There's something in store for you, but you need to have patience if you want it. If you want it and you want it right, you need patience. And you need to stop and ask yourself, why are you trying to rush this? You're not, I hate to say it so openly, but you're not ready for this. I'm also seeing the house and the chrysalis. All right, so you need to get out of your comfort zone. Like, I'm really picking up on someone here who is a bit codependent. All right, so you're really needing to look at your codependency issues and work through those and step outside your comfort zone, which for you is going to be stop controlling this, stop rushing this, stop rushing the universe. Okay, you need to step outside your comfort zone. With the house, you know, the house talks about security and your inner stability. That's what you need to focus on, your inner stability. And, you know, with your cocoon, they both show that cocoon, okay? But the interesting thing is on the bottom of the deck, I've got the moth. All right, so you need to get that moth first. Before this love is going to come in, you need to, you know, go through this phase where you deal with your cocoon phase, all right, which is where you, you know, start to get out of your comfort zone and you start to evolve who you are, your inner security, your sense of stability, your emotional stability, your mental stability, your even just your place in this world, like your financial security. You need to sort of start stepping out of that comfort zone and start evolving and leveling up a little bit in these areas if you want to become, you know, come out of that cocoon fully evolved. All right, and actually get those things. Because if you know, there is a bit of codependency coming through here, that oh, I need a relationship just for the sake of having a relationship. You know, you need to face that and deal with that before you can actually get this, you know, with this relationship, your true desires are there, your truest wishes of everything that you want when it comes to love relationships. They're sitting there waiting for you, but you need to be patient with yourself and take the time necessary to evolve first. Okay, make sure you're secure in who you are before you can actually receive the sort of love that you want and need. All right, so it's coming through pretty straightforward. And that's what we're seeing with that one. All right, but we'll have a look at, I have been sort of, for everyone else, that's probably, I think, the first full-on love message we've gotten this time round. So, like I said, you're more than welcome to check your moon placement as well. But I'll grab some love-related cards as well. What is Scorpio hiding from in love? Hidden truth for Scorpio in love. Yeah. We both know I'm not the one for you. So like, that if you just jump into a relationship, it's not going to be the one. It's not going to be the right one for you. It's just going to be something to fill that gap. Is that what you really want? You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So there's this element of you still holding on to past energy as well. There's something that, from your past that you have struck. You're not even acknowledging, I feel, how much you have worked towards letting that past energy go already. But it is still there in your energy that you are. I'm just getting a little bit like it was such a struggle in the past to let go of something because you knew it wasn't right for you, but you're rushing towards putting yourself in that same situation all over again. So you stop and think about how hard it was for you to, deal with that ending in the past. Do you really want to repeat the same cycle? With someone who they're not the true one for you. Are you rushing into just repeating the same cycle over and over again? Is that what you truly want? I feel like it's not. And that, you need to display that patience to yourself to really start looking at being able to actually change that cycle and get what you want. All right. So that's what we have for you. So we shall move on over to our Sagittarius. What demon does Sagittarius need to face with their shadow work? Deep and dark shadow side for Sagittarius. Oh, it's pretty in line with what we've been getting a lot for you lately, Saggy. It does sort of have a very similar energy to some of the readings we've been having for you, like the weekly and the last all signs, I believe, as well. Which is your self-love. All right, Sagittarius, you're not dealing with your self-love. You're not loving yourself. Why are you hating on yourself, Sagittarius? Halloween. Celebrate. It's a time of celebration. I did say in the intro actually that being the Taurus full moon and with the partial eclipse and then Halloween, having those strong elements. When you're celebrating Halloween, celebrate you as well, because with the veil so thin between the other world, it's quite common, and historical for people to, leave offerings so that demons don't enter or whatnot, that kind of thing. I'm strongly getting, Sagittarius, that you need to make an offering to yourself, to the good of yourself. You need to make some sort of offering to yourself. So however you want to do that, I personally, I have some suggestions. But like making an offering to yourself, it's like just taking that time to sit down by yourself. With the Taurus full moon, a lot of the time it really does work with like an offering to yourself of that fancy treat that food treat that you never buy for yourself, because that's like a luxury, that it's like, you know, for me it's like Pop-Tarts, all right, because Pop-Tarts are actually quite expensive over here in Australia. Well, I don't know, everything's expensive at the moment, right? But certain things like, you know, Pop-Tarts, it's not something I would just go and buy on a regular basis. You know, so I don't very often get the opportunity to have Pop-Tarts. And then, you know, every time, it's that kind of thing too. Every time you eat something like that, you kind of like, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. But I still like the idea of Pop-Tarts, all right? So for me, that would be a luxury sort of food treat that I would be like, you know what, I'm going to offer myself a Pop-Tart. I'm going to go and buy some Pop-Tarts and have a Pop-Tart. And that'll be my, you know, I'll sit 5 minutes aside to, you know, have my Pop-Tart and be like, you deserve this Pop-Tart. You've done great. You did this, you did that. And I'll eat my Pop-Tart thinking about all the awesome things I've done that week, or, you know, I was so nice to that person. Like, you know, love up on yourself a little bit, you know. I feel like there's something like that you should be doing for yourself this full moon. Okay, Sagittarius. So even if your form of self-love is anything like me, it's like, go and buy a bat, a spider. Go and buy spider decorations, and, you know, spiders to put in your hair. And they're not new. These ones aren't new, but I have bought new jewelry recently. So go buy some new jewelry to celebrate yourself and how awesome you're doing at being yourself. You know, because sometimes we don't give ourselves credit for, do you know what? I'm the only person in the world who is this awesome at being me. Because if anyone else tried to be me, they would be just like a pale rendition of all that is me. Okay, so you got to stop and appreciate the small things sometimes. All right. Love up on yourself, Sagittarius. Self-love is, you know, you need to look within you and ask yourself, why do you not love yourself? Why is this such a big struggle for you, Sagittarius? Okay, Sagittarius. Shadow work for our Sagittarians. Okay, straight away, the reason that you're struggling with this is, it's like something about a core belief. All right, there's an issue with one of your core beliefs. Okay, so if you don't know anything about core beliefs, I don't know, do what I did. I learned by talking to my shrink, my psychologist, I should say. We have the Tower coming out in your reading. So this is talking about the foundation, the way that you have built yourself within yourself. All right. So for some of you, this is going back to, you know, you may have been, you know, it's actually very interesting, Sagittarius, because I was in a store this morning, an op shop, buying clothes. Once again, treat yourself, look after yourself, love up on yourself. Go to an op shop, buy some new clothes. I was in an op shop this morning, and this lady started talking to me, and she was talking about how she's uncomfortable wearing clothes that are not black. Me and Mom, we're both standing there wearing all black, but whatever. And she was saying, yeah, every time I go to wear color, I hear my mother's voice in my head saying, oh, don't wear that. You look too fat. You're too fat to wear that. And this woman was, you know, a fair chunk older than me. She would have been, you know, like in her 70s. And she even said herself, my mother has passed on. And I still hear her voice in my head every time I go to put on colorful clothing. I'm really trying to buy more colors and wear more colors to get past that. So that was one of the foundations that woman was brought up on, was that oh, you can't wear colors. They don't suit you. She thought that they don't suit her because every time she went to wear colors, her mother's voice would be, you're too fat to wear that. You can't wear that. So she didn't wear colors for a long, long time. And that's what's sort of going on here. It's that same sort of energy with this tower. It's the building blocks of you, yourself. It's like so a lot of you, this may stem back to, your childhood, even, things like that, that you've heard someone tell you something so many times that you now believe it to be true, which is not the case. Okay, so it's something about you needing to face this thing and flip it on its head. So if that's you and you're like, I can only wear black because all the colors make me look fat, do what that woman was doing and go and buy colored clothing and force yourself to, wear it, and not just wear it, but feel good wearing it. Bring around positive energy around those things. Make yourself, you can retrain your brain. All right, if you tell yourself something enough times, you start to believe it. And that's what happens with those sorts of things. You hear something so many times that, she started to believe it. But you can do it to yourself too. You can gaslight and manipulate yourself, no drama, especially, and it's a positive thing when it comes to your self-love. If you tell yourself enough times, that's not true, this is true, I love myself, I am awesome, I am beautiful, I am worthy. If you tell yourself those affirmations enough, you will start to believe them. That's why affirmations work. All right, but we do see here that we are having a big struggle with this. We do have the moon. Okay, that's the moon card there, which does talk about your emotional sensitivities to this thing, and we do have the whip. Okay, so that's talking about it being a struggle. It's a challenge. It's a you fight yourself over this. You have this negative self-talk. This is that beating yourself up, negative self-talk energy when it does come to loving up on yourself, Sagittarius. So I do feel, though, for a lot of you, we do need to look at the foundations, those core beliefs. So if you've never heard the term core beliefs before, those are the things that deep down within us, that's part of who we are, because foundational, it's like that's part of our core, that we do believe that thing because that's what we've been trained to believe. So maybe looking into the core beliefs stuff and how to change core beliefs, retrain your brain, retrain yourself to love yourself all over again, is what I'm getting for you, Sagittarius. Okay, we'll have a look at the hidden truth. What is Sagittarius hiding from themselves in love? I was hoping to keep this video under 2 hours. Good luck. Still got 3 more signs to go. I know that I crossed the line with you. So when it comes to love, and we also have just being near you is intoxicating. So this is a little bit confronting all by itself, and it is a separate message to this self-love message, although, this may be part of what is making you struggle with your self-love, because, with this one here, just being near you is intoxicating, and I know that I crossed the line with you. So this is actually talking about you being a little bit toxic and crossing people's boundaries. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you, this is just maybe one particular time in the past where you have acted a little bit toxic with a love thing, and you've crossed somebody's boundary, and you need to face that. Stop hiding from that truth, and just know that even if we do things in the past, even if we are, I'm not going to lie, I've been the toxic ex before. That I definitely have been the toxic ex before. I know I've crossed people's boundaries and pushed people. I'm a Capricorn. I'm very pushy and domineering. So I push people all the time. But I have been the toxic one in the past. So admitting to yourself and acknowledging that allows you to choose to not do that again in the future, and learn how to not be like that in the future. All right. And not accept that in return either. All right. So that's what we have for you, Sagittarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements as well. But I will just take a quick break and move on to Capricorn. Okay, moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn. What demon does Capricorn need to face? Shadow work for our Capricorns. Okay. Capricorn. Pay attention to the signs. All right. So I feel like I've gotten this card last time I used these cards for you, Capricorn. We've been getting so many spiritual messages for you lately. There's something you're not paying attention to. You need to... okay, Capricorn. I'm also a Capricorn. So if you're anything like me, write a list. Keep a diary. Keep a list of all the signs you are getting. There's something you're missing. Okay, you need to look within yourself to connect the dots, and you need to face this issue, because there's something that the universe is trying to tell you that you're ignoring. You're not paying attention to it, and you're not paying attention to the signs within you. There's signs within you about the shadow work as well. All right, there's something. I'm going to have to grab some lenormand for you, and we'll go from there. But there's something you're not facing. You're being told something on an energy, spiritual. The universe is telling you something that you're not listening to. You're refusing to believe it, or I feel like this is a similar message to what we saw in one of the maybe the weekly reading. But we'll have a look, because I honestly thought when I did that weekly reading, I honestly thought it may not resonate for a lot of the Capricorns. But the energy right now is telling me that it's going on for a lot more than just a few of you, that it may have actually resonated with a lot more people than I thought it was going to. I'll need to check how many people have actually watched that video. YouTube's been mucking around lately, and some of my videos haven't been getting suggested as often and whatnot. But you know, so that's exactly why I appreciate every single subscriber, because you really are helping the channel get seen and get out there and grow, because, you know, we are just a super small channel. You know, we're only like around 120 subscribers. So, you know, the more people that can get these messages, the more we know that, you know, the people that need to hear them are actually hearing them. Okay, Capricorn. What's this shadow Capricorn needs to face, please? Okay. Can I just clarify that first card? Can I just clarify this message for Capricorn? Okay, so I do recall in that weekly, I did say this person is not who you thought they were anymore. They're not the same person anymore. They're like a completely different person. So are you. Okay, we have the moth clarifying this message. All right, so this is letting us know that we have evolved. We are grown from who we think we are. We think it's kind of like you're feeling like you're ignoring the signs of how much you've grown, how much you've changed, how much you are a different person now, that you're this evolved version of yourself. This is part of what you're ignoring. You're ignoring all the signs showing you how much you've grown and changed. All right. We do have the key firstly there. So the key is all about success and the doors that are open to you and the opportunities that are open to you. Um, this is what you're ignoring. You're ignoring your success. You're ignoring this successful evolution of yourself. Um, you're ignoring the fact that there's all these opportunities. Like it's like kind of like the world is your oyster, but you're kind of trapped under the sea, going, nah. It's kind of like, oh, and I feel like a lot of you have probably had a lot of success of late, not just within yourself, but just in general. You may have had a lot of opportunities becoming available to you. This is kind of that energy of you're offered your perfect job, but because you're focused on something else, you're like, I don't want that job. Bye. And then you're not even realizing, you're not even seeing the signs that, hang on, that's my perfect ideal job and I've just turned it down. Like, it's kind of like you're not even paying attention to all these doors that are open for you and all these opportunities that you're being given, and you're kind of ignoring them all and ignoring success for yourself. All right. We have the whip and the bear as well. So this is kind of this energy of you're so busy focusing on the storms. You're so busy focusing on the trouble, the bad things, the negative, the tensions. You're so busy beating yourself up about, I'm this horrible person, I'm not worthy, that it's put you in this state where you are like, not only are you not even paying attention to these successes that are coming your way, but you're actively like defending yourself against them, thinking that they're bad things, when actually, these are all these brand new awesome opportunities for success, and you're so defensive against like everything that you're sort of protecting yourself from everything. It's like you're so protective of, I've been through all this bad stuff. I've been through all this trouble. I need to protect myself from trouble. That you're actually, now defensive against everything, the trouble and the good. All right. So this is partly what these signs are about. I feel that you're ignoring the good because you're so focused on the negative. Like, and with the bear there, it's a very defensive energy, and it's like you're like overcompensating. It's like you're so used to bad things happening or feeling bad about yourself that you're protecting that and nurturing that within yourself, rather than paying attention to the signs that are saying, here's a door, walk through it. Here's a brand new opportunity that you want. Here it is. And you're like, I don't want any opportunities. Bear, rah. I will rip your face off if you try to come too close to me. With that bear energy, and it's kind of like you're ripping the faces off everything, the good and the bad. Okay, you're not seeing how much things have evolved, and you need to pay less attention to the negative stuff, and pay more attention to the signs that things are actually going right, and things are actually, something may actually be what you want, and you're so defensive against the things that you don't want that you're not allowing the things that you want to come in either. All right, but we'll have a look with the hidden truth. What does Capricorn need to face with love? What is Capricorn hiding from when it comes to love? Yeah, you don't know how hard it was to let you go. So yeah, you're not letting go. You're finding it really hard. You're so focused on the struggle of letting go, and past energy here. You're so focused on how hard it was to let go of the past that you're not enabling yourself to walk into the future. Pardon me. Sorry, I have had a bad cough just sort of starting the last day or two. I'm so attracted to you. I think this is going to be the first time I've ever said this in a reading, but I'm not getting any energy off that. It could be that you're just so attracted to the negative. It could just be talking about that, but hang on, I'm just going to clarify that one because I'm not getting energy off that. Why? So I've asked, what is Capricorn hiding from in love? You're hiding from attraction. Please clarify that card for Capricorn when it comes to what they're hiding from in love. The flowers, all right. So yeah, you're hiding from love, just an attraction. You're not giving or receiving. You're hiding from that. You're holding back from allowing yourself to be attracted to anyone, from allowing any. You're not giving to attraction. I'm just intuitively feeling, Capricorn, that there's a lot of people around you that are attracted to you and want to give to you when it comes to love, but you're defending against it big time. There's pay attention to the signs, Capricorn. That's your prevailing message, is you need to start paying more attention to the signs that things aren't how you think they are. That's what I have for you, Capricorn. You're more than welcome to, check your other placements. Usually your moon sign quite strong during the full moons. But yeah, that was a very unexpected message, but it's what we have. Okay, so we'll move over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to face within their shadow? What demons do Aquarius need to face? Okay. Cycles, Aquarius. Cycles. So this is a pretty deep one when it comes to shadow work, looking at the cycles that we have put ourselves in, both good and bad. It's kind of like every time I see that cycles card, it does talk strongly about things like You know, you keep wondering why you have the same experience, and over and over and over again. But it's always, you know, it's, why did this person treat me? They did this to me, and then the next person, they did this to the same thing to me, and then someone else treated me like that too. And it's like, why does the same thing keep happening but with different people? And it's because of this, the cycles that you're allowing yourself to be in, and it's asking you to, you know, look, you know, the full moon, I did say in the intro there, it is a self-reflection full moon. So it's a strong time to be reminiscing about the growth that you've had in your life so that you can let go. And it's facing cycles. That's what this full moon is all about, facing these cycles that you have found yourself in. All right. So stopping and thinking about that sort of thing, like for a lot of the time, it's easiest to sort of notice when it comes to people. All right. So like I said, attract the same sort of people over and over and over again, attracting the exact same, you know, thing happening to you over and over and over again. So, you know, when it comes to things like, you know, love and relationships, it's like if you are somebody who has been cheated on multiple times by different people, that is a cycle. Like, and you need to work out how you can break that cycle for you. Okay, because if it's different people doing it every single time, what is it about you that is allowing that cycle to continue, that is allowing that next person to come on in and cheat on you all over again? You know, like, is it, a lot of the time it comes from, you know, your fear. You enter into a new relationship and you're so fearful that someone's going to cheat on you that you kind of manifest that in this next relationship as well, because, you know, of the fear, and you know, you're so focused on that thing happening that you act in certain ways that actually end up, you know, pushing that person away a little bit and pushing that person to do something like that. You know, you expect it so much that you kind of push them to that yourself, you know, like, yeah, just using that as an example, but it's those types of things. All right. Okay, Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to face with their shadow work? Okay, so I feel like that cycles, it's got something to do with risks that you've been taking. Okay, we have the clover first and foremost, so that's kind of like you taking some sort of risk. Taking chances on things that, or taking a chance to, it's got to do with you know, you keep taking, it's kind of like, okay, what I'm kind of getting there is like, I'm getting drawn back to the relationship stuff, right? So it's like you meet somebody. When you meet somebody and they display a certain red flag and you ignore it, you take a chance and you go, oh, I'm going to take a chance on this person anyway, even though I've seen that red flag in that person. And then you wonder why they turn around and do the same thing as the last person that had that red flag. That's what I'm kind of getting from that, is that, you know, you need to stop taking a chance on people when they've already shown you who they are. You need to stop taking that particular risk. You know, it's something that's a risk. You and it's something along those lines. I feel like for a lot of you, it's that exactly, that it's someone's displaying a specific red flag. You're ignoring it because you're like, hang on, maybe things will be different this time. I'm going to take a chance that things are going to be different this time, even though I saw them do that. I know that they do that. And then you wonder why they do that 5 months down the track. that's coming through with that. All right, but I do have this other message here, which is the birds and the albatross. Okay, so the albatross is the companion card to the cross, and it talks about, you know, burdens that you're carrying, but they're more along the lines of sacrifices. Okay, so you're burdening yourself by sacrificing something. All right, and with the birds talks about conversational stuff. So it's like communication and conversations. So you are, I'm just sort of intuitively feeling here that the thing you need to face about that is you're sacrificing a specific conversation, and then you're feeling burdened by not having that conversation. Okay, so back to that red flag example. You see the red flag, you choose to ignore it, whereas you know I should have a conversation with them about that thing and make it very clear to them, I will not tolerate that. I have this boundary. I'm not going to allow you to be that red flag if you want me to take a chance on you. It's kind of like you're ignoring the conversation. You're sacrificing the honest communication. You know, when I see that sacrifice card, a lot of the time it's we see that because it's like you're sacrificing that honesty, just because it's kind of like you're letting that other person, you know, cross your boundaries, even though, you know, if you have that conversation with them about, I have this clear boundary, you are then carrying it as a burden because you're like, oh, well, you know, it's kind of that, you're kind of gaslighting yourself, I feel. Like, so back to the example of someone cheating on somebody, right? If you don't have that conversation, when you first start dating that person, you don't have that conversation about, I don't condone cheating. I think cheating is this, that, blah, blah. I don't want you to cheat on me. I'm, you know, have that, you know, if you're not having that conversation, you're kind of gaslighting yourself into sacrificing that. And you I'm just sort of feeling down the track, you're kind of like, you're allowing this person to sort of gaslight you into, oh, well, we never had that conversation about us being, you know, monogamous and never cheating on each other. So therefore it's not cheating, you know, and you're kind of sacrificing yourself, and your true, you know, your true beliefs and morals and desires, because you haven't had that conversation in the first place. So it's asking you to look at that and not allowing that to continue, not sacrificing that part of yourself anymore, having those conversations. Like I do feel that with that birds card, it is sort of letting you know that you do need to have those conversations if you want to help yourself break those cycles. But we'll have a look with the hidden truth as well. Okay, Aquarius. What is Aquarius hiding from with love? What is Aquarius hiding from with love? I remember every detail of that day. So getting strung up on the details and, you know, you're hiding the true details of everything. Like the, like I was just sort of saying with that sacrificing, you're sacrificing the details. So it's like you're hiding from the full truth. You're only accepting what you want to see. You're not, you know, even when you've seen those red flags, you sort of, even though you know, you're hiding the fact from yourself that you saw that red flag, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know. It was a long time ago. I don't know. I don't remember. But you're hiding that from yourself. You know. You know. You remember that. You saw that. I want to be more than friends. Okay, so when it comes to, hiding that truth from yourself, it's like, you want to be more than friends with yourself. It's kind of a little bit along the lines of, you're giving too much. I feel you're allowing people to cross your boundaries a little bit and walk all over you a little bit, when it comes to love, because, I'm just getting drawn to some of the examples I was just using as well, that, you're allowing people to say things like, oh, but we never had that conversation, so therefore we're just friends that bang, or whatever it is for you, and you're kind of but I wanted to be more than that, you're kind of hiding from that truth, that you knew you wanted more than that, but you're hiding from that truth. You're hiding from the full extent of what that conversation should have been, because you never had that conversation. Yeah, I'm not really getting anything, but you're also hiding from yourself, friendship from yourself. You're hiding. You're not being your own friend as well. There's a strong element of that coming through, that you're allowing other people, more control over yourself than you are allowing yourself over yourself, if that sort of makes sense. You need to be your own friend first, before you can, you need to love yourself first before someone else can love you. You need to be your own friend first before you can be a good friend to them. All that sort of stuff. All right, so that's what we have for you, Aquarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. I'm just going to take timestamp for our Pisces, and we will move on over to them. Okay, moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces, are you ready to face your demons? All right. The deep and dark. What does Pisces need to face in their shadow? Pisces, what do you need to face? Oh, Pisces. This is a fun one. I don't even know if I was being sarcastic or not with that. Okay, we do have love. All right, so something very strong coming up with love for you, Pisces. One of the other signs did get a strong message to do with love. So, and I do know one of the other signs also had self-love come up as well. So, for you, though, it's just that general sort of love, just love, all over. So maybe all aspects of love, needing to face the love within your life that does already exist, needing to love yourself just a little bit more, face, and I feel for a lot of you, Pisces, it's facing the things about love that you enjoy and the things that you fear when it comes to love as well. All right, so not just within yourself, but when it comes to creating healthy, loving relationships around you as well. So we'll have a look with the Lenormand, because that is one that I do want to delve a little bit deeper before I sort of go too much over that. Okay, Pisces. What does Pisces need to face with their shadow self? Wow. And just clarity for that third card for Pisces, please. Clarity. Okay, Pisces. So when it comes to love. All right, so I am once again getting the element of just love in general, but also self-love type stuff coming through here. We do have the whip coming through first and foremost. Okay, so the whip is all about, tension and fighting and fighting with yourself, that conflict within yourself when it comes to love. Like, I'm kind of getting here, Pisces, that a lot of you may be like, oh, I want love, I'm ready for love, but then sort of deep down you're not. Or you're kind of, or vice versa, like you're saying, oh, I don't care about love, I'm not ready for love, but deep down you're like, maybe I want love. um so there's some sort of fight within you when it comes to love and how you give love and receive love with others and yourself as well, because even with the whip here, we do get this sort of energy. It's a self-flagellation energy, where you're beating yourself up. Okay, so there's this strong thing that you're needing to look at within yourself about, you know, I feel like you're telling yourself that you love yourself, but there's this energy that deep down all you're doing is you're beating yourself up over and over again about, oh, but I still do this wrong. I'm not doing that the way I want to. I'm not good enough at this. I'm not good enough at that. And there's this underlying element of unworthy, feeling like you're unworthy to have love and be loved, to even love yourself, like feeling like you're not worthy of love coming through there with that whip energy. It's kind of like you're fighting against love as well, in a sense too. So you may already have like a lot of platonic type family, friends, connections around you where these people want to love you, but you're kind of really fighting that. And the more that people try to show you love, you kind of fight against that, and fight against the idea that people are doing these things out of love. Like, sometimes it is a bit confronting to see how people react out of love as well, because it's like, sometimes the people that love us want to protect us from things and whatnot, but then you're kind of fighting against that protection element and just fighting against their love, so to speak. But it's kind of looking at that understanding of people show love in a lot of different ways. And you I feel like you needing to face love head on a little bit more, the idea of love, how that looks for the different people in your life, and the way that they show that to you, how you show that to others in your life, and just facing the idea of love altogether. So I feel like a lot of you are sort of saying, I don't want love, I don't deserve love. And you're kind of needing to face that head on and say, you know what, I think, I do deserve love, and deep down I do want love. So it's coming through that it's like this inner turmoil. You're fighting yourself over this whole idea of love. We do also see the tree, all right? So there is this element of fighting against caring for yourself. This is the card of self-care. So this is the card of, it's telling us you're fighting against, loving on yourself, taking care of yourself in loving ways. You may be trying to, indulge in self-care things, but you're not doing so in a truly loving manner towards yourself. There's still this element of you fighting against love, and kind of trying to take care of yourself in ways that aren't necessarily from love. So it's a very interesting thing. I feel like getting to the base of it, for you Pisces, you should maybe be questioning yourself about, what is love? What do I think love is? And questioning yourself on that belief, and seeing whether that sort of marries up with, more generalized definitions of love, what people around you would describe love as. Really sort of incorporating a broader understanding into what love is, for you and for the people around you, and just in general, and broaching it maybe in a different manner as well. with the tree and the whip there, it does show us that we are struggling with that growth as well, just growing love within ourselves, moving forward in love. The interesting thing, that's what I was like, oh, that's interesting. The three cards I'm seeing, okay, so we've got the whip, the tree, and then followed up by the crossroad. So you can kind of see that they all sort of branch out and follow multiple paths. All right, there's a very common theme here, and they all sort of, there's this element of, they look like veins, like there's something about blood flowing through, like love flowing through your veins, this energy flowing through your veins. It's you're kind of needing to really strengthen that, and allow love to be the thing that pumps you and flow through you more freely, and branching out, and choosing different directions, trying different directions when it comes to love, how to love yourself, how to love others, how to indulge in romantic love. It's kind of asking you to branch out and look at things from other perspectives, other paths, following different paths with all that idea as well. So we do have the crossroad as well. So that's kind of a clear, there's some sort of upcoming choice or decision involving love for you, Pisces. I feel like for a lot of you, this is just within yourself. I have had that clarified by the moon. All right, so the moon does talk about your emotional sensitivities. So it's an emotional decision that you're going to be making, and I do feel that for a lot of you, this is you needing to face the fact that you need to consciously choose to allow love in. All right, so I feel like that's what this is talking about with the road there. The road is a choice or a decision, and then this is your emotional component, following your intuition, but strongly relying on your emotions to help you make these decisions. And I feel like this is you consciously choosing to allow love into yourself and into your life in general. So you consciously choosing love instead of choosing to continually allow yourself to just be in conflict over the idea of love and over letting love near you. It's kind of like I do kind of I'm getting this thing where it's like, why should I let love in? All love does is hurt me. All right, so I'm kind of getting that, and I feel like that's what that tension is that you don't want love to come too close, because your experience of love has not been the best, and that's why you are really struggling. That's why it is a struggle. That's why it's a conflict for you to actually allow love to just be, and to just accept love. Okay, so a bit of a deep one there for you, Pisces, but it really is, looking deeper within yourself, and facing love head on, and really sort of face, love is supposed to be such a positive thing, but it's coming through in your shadow work. So this is the demon that is following you around, Pisces, this idea of love. Because I'm just sort of feeling that you yourself feel as though love is always a battlefield. Love is always a fight. Love is always a challenge. Love is always, a demon that you need to face, that you need to control. But whereas, with that crossroad, you are actually consciously needing to allow to love and be loved, and allow yourself to just live in that space of love, instead of fear of all the negativity that your experience tells you love might bring in. For all the other signs, I'm using these cards for love specifically, but we'll just get some, what are you hiding from, Pisces? A bit more general for you, since we've already got a lot about love on the table. What is Pisces hiding from? Pisces' hidden truth from themselves. Yeah, I'm afraid to contact you. So you're afraid to come in contact with this part of yourself that wants love and knows how to love. It's like you're afraid to sort of totally reach out to love within yourself, because you know there's this fear attached. Like, I am afraid to contact that side of myself. You know, you're afraid of love in some way. All right. We also have, it was my fault, but I blamed you. So asking you to really face this hidden truth, Pisces, where there's something where you do feel a bit of guilt and shame and blame for yourself, your role to play in a certain situation, that you feel as though you maybe actually put all the blame on somebody else and haven't taken responsibility for your own role within that. And looking at the rest of the reading there, it's kind of like maybe like, okay, it's going to say it's your fault that you're blaming others. All right, so the thing, maybe the thing that you're at fault for is not you know, immersing in love, you know, in the past. So in a past situation or whatever, you maybe are aware that you're you know, you're, the fact that you haven't, or you know, the fact that you're fighting against love so much may have been more to blame than you realized. And this is coming from within you, that this is what you're hiding from yourself, that you know, you kind of, maybe you blame someone saying they never loved me anyway, they never loved me anyway, but maybe it's partly to do with, you know, maybe you're partly at fault because you weren't able to allow them to love you. If that kind of makes sense. Like, you wouldn't allow them to love you in a certain way, but then blame them for not being able to love you. So it's just asking you to look at that as well, Pisces. So that's what we have for you today. I hope that helped. Hope that resonated. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Your moon sign is usually strong this close to the full moon, but also if you do have any strong Taurus or Scorpio placements, it's those are both quite strong at the moment as well with this full moon. But yeah, hopefully I will see you all again soon. I hope the messages weren't too confronting for everybody today. But like I did say in that intro, you know, that was the name of the game today, was to be a little bit more confronting and to really, you know, bring those demons up. All right, so have fun with that. I'll be going back and watching my own sections and trying to deal with some of my ish as well. Don't you worry. But thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you all again soon.